I mean, what is this, my seventh ocean race. I mean, obviously, what we're seeing here is in the IMOCAs. They're high-octane machines built specifically for each team. We've moved from the one design Volvo 65s and the Volvo 70s, which were very similar boats at the end of that era as well, to pedigree ocean racers. In some of the ways, very much more similar to multi-hulls than the monohulls that we would have sailed in the past. Luckily, I think you'll see that on the fleet that we have here, there are a lot of ex-multi-hull sailors and, of course, a lot of the IMOCA and single-handed sailors. So it's a very different group that we see in and around in the dock and on the water, and that's great. Fresh ideas, a different way of sailing, and it's really exciting. It's a new vibe, and I think it's very healthy. So yeah, an important part of the sustainability program within the race is the inclusion of scientific material on board the boats. What's really exciting about that is actually we get to go to places where literally no other person typically goes, or ships, especially in the Southern Ocean, and we're actually filling in the blanks in terms of the oceanographic data and weather data that we can recover from these zones. In fact, we have an exciting addition in this next leg where we have eDNA testing. So we'll be recovering samples, water samples, which will give indication of the type of flora and fauna that we'll find in these water samples. So that's a brand new testing criteria or indicator that we'll have on board. And so we really are at the cutting edge of citizen science, which helps to fill in the data blanks for the scientific community. And in a funny way, the oceanographic data that we're recording at sea almost immediately informs the weather data that we're receiving a couple of days later. So it's very, very relevant to what we're doing, but we also, it's about bringing this value-added element to the scientific community. Yeah, I mean, very lucky to have to be back in here to Itajaí. It's kind of like one of the we keep coming back here, and with very, very good reason, an amazing community. And they had the Ocean Summit here in Itajaí just yesterday, talking about ocean rights, and specifically in the context of Antarctica, which is obviously very relevant to being here in the Southern Hemisphere. But for us as ocean, we think of this as a round-the-world race, but really it's an around Antarctica race. We always want to go right. It's the shortest route, and we're blocked by Antarctica and the ice. So we never get to typically see it when we're racing. We sometimes see the ice, but we're very aware that Antarctica is right there, and it's this whole other world on our planet, which needs to be protected, which needs to have ocean rights and legal rights attached to it. So some really important work happening at the Ocean Summit here in Brazil yesterday.